has a therapist. This scene was extra hard to watch. I have always felt Natalie, open brackets, even when she was with her ex, close bracket, exhibited some behaviors consistent with a personality disorder. I have firsthand been in situations like the one we saw on the latest episode. I really felt for the therapist, and I have to say she handled it wonderfully. She is right. This was a missed opportunity for growth for Natalie, but she doesn't seem to be able to regulate her emotions whatsoever. It almost feels morally wrong that she is even allowed to be on the show when she's in this kind of mental state. I hope she gets help. I get a lot of it's fake, but if she can act like this degree, then she legit needs to be in movies. I mean, listen, I would never want to see her in any movies, to be honest with you. We've seen her acting before, and yeah, it wasn't great. Remember the time when she did the acting on the last season that these two were on? I think it was a Single Life season, right? And Josh had brought her around to one of his friends who's a producer or something like that, or director, and she did the whole performance on the on some sort of act that involved her speaking a native language, and then she did the same thing again at the tail of that same season. Yeah, the acting wasn't it. For me personally, it was not it. So, to be honest, is it fake when we see what we get from Natalie? I guess it's a matter of what we choose to want to believe as individuals. For me, I believe that this is who she is. You know, I believe that this is at least 80% of who she is. At least 80% minimum. All right. And then maybe the other 20% is, you know, a little bit extra of the faking. And I'm being generous, to be honest, but 20% is a generous number. But I will show a clip, actually, to be fair. I think I still got it on my computer, to be fair, of the most recent episode, you know, regarding her and Josh and how awkward it was. But this comment here says, for real, also, as a therapist, I was cringing so hard. But I've also dealt with clients like that. It was just painful watching from the outside, looking in this time. But I fully agree with you. I have also suspected a personality disorder with her. She needs some serious and intensive help. I also feel bad for Josh if he wasn't just chasing clout. For me personally, whether or not Josh is chasing clout or not, I don't feel sorry for him. This is a man that's got a whole family, a whole other partner, whatever, okay? And he's a man that is in his 40s, right? He should know when to just pull away from somebody that is like Natalie, but he chooses to still stick around. Now, if he's choosing to stick around Natalie purely for clout purposes to be on the show, that tells me that he needs help as much as she needs help. That's why I won't feel sorry for him. But then to make it worse, if he's sticking around because he actually likes to be with her and he wants to put up with her BS, he still needs help as much as she needs help. The reason the way I can look at it where I say I feel sorry for Josh because he's making these choices where she has broken up with him 3 times, like she said, 3 times, and he has still crawled back. Let that sink in, whether he's crawled back because he wants some more fun with her or more because of the show. Either way, he's still crawling back. Okay, you think a man that is a father would do better. Just let that sink in. So I don't feel sorry for him. The reply, though, was interesting, saying, I am not a therapist, but if you look at her Instagram, you can tell she definitely cannot act facts, especially to the degree. So I believe what we're watching from her this season is genuine mental illness. I mean, that's a strong statement, to be fair. I don't know if I'd really call her a mental illness, to be honest with you. I just think that she's just built like this, to be honest. I just feel like her mom has, you know, allowed her to be this way her whole life, and she thinks being this way is acceptable. And that's just that. Maybe that is a mental illness. I don't know. But for me personally, I think it's the fact that her mother has allowed her to behave in such a ridiculous, childish way. And that is why Natalie will continue to be like this until Lord knows when. Now here, I don't know why people are in a position where they feel like they want to, you know, respect Josh. But hey, big respect to Josh for drawing the line and keeping his children away from her. It was also clear he just wants to F and doesn't care about a relationship. So why are you respecting... You can't put those two things in a conversation, to be honest with you, in the same sentence. Respect for keeping away from the kids, but also you understand that he may just be there just to have sex with her. Hold on a minute. If he's there to just have sex with her, that means he was never going to introduce to the kids anyway. You realize it's the same thing, right? But it's not something that you can then commend him for being a big respectful thing for drawing the line with his kids. No. But I get it. There are some people out there that are so desperate to be slim with somebody that their kids will also be in the picture, which is absolutely disgusting. And I don't mean watching, by the way. Just saying that those people will still introduce those people to their kids and use their kids as a way to actually, you know, get someone to their sweet spot, if you know what I mean. So yeah. Right. Either way, let's go down to this one here. So. And this is the last one here. To be fair, there's quite a few to be fair with you because this is a hot topic right now. So I may read more than just the ones that I'm showing you. But as you can see in this one itself in particular, also a therapist. This was effing nuts to watch. Even though Reba is a sex therapist, I saw she was trying to rein Natalie in as best as she could. I say that because a lot of people will comment how she was only focusing on the sex part. Not entirely true. Something tells me Natalie may have wanted Rabina to do the exercise with the two of them since they missed out on it. Production also agreed it would be a good idea to throw Reba into the fire. But Josh was like, F this, I don't want Natalie touching me. We got more concerning issues to deal with, like Nat's mental health. I mean, you say that, but then we see Josh allowing Natalie to touch him once, you know, she had left the room in the camera. So yeah, but I get it. As we can see in this one here in particular, it says here that while I'm not very much of a fan of this exercise, I would be hella uncomfortable doing that in front of a camera on national TV. I hear that. I thought Rabina was quick to pick up on the fact that the real problem is an emotional disconnect, not a physical one, and she did her absolute best to try and get to the front, to get to the root of the problem. Yeah, that is true. For what it's worth, in the meantime, she was given, I think she did a great job. This is the first time we've heard Josh say in front of Natalie that he couldn't bring her around his family due to her tendency to blow up whenever something sets her off. That's not true. He said that last season, to be honest with you. I remember him talking about this to her. Or did he just say it to us in the cutscene? I'm pretty sure he said it to her. But anyway, we continue. I think Natalie kicked Rabina out less because she's not a real therapist and more because she wanted Natalie to interrogate the idea that she could be part of the problem, which is something Nat refuses to believe. I mean, to be honest, I personally think that Natalie kicked her out because Natalie wasn't getting her way. Natalie wanted someone to be on her side and somebody to corner Josh to pretty much allow him to introduce her to his family, all that kind of stuff. And the therapist wasn't down for that. The therapist was down for the root of the problem. And that is why I think Natalie kicked her out, to be honest with you. Nothing else but that. And I mean, does she think that maybe she kicked out, she would actually get some more luck with Josh behind closed doors? Maybe that's a possibility too. And I'm talking about physically, but hey, we shall never know. We shall never, ever know. But I will make this one the... Oh, God, you know what? I keep saying this last, but there's so many good ones here. But I'll make this one the last one, okay? I feel like she's had her mum tell her everything she does and says it's always right. See, this is what I was saying. She's perfect inside and out. But it has done major damage to her. Her brain tells her that everyone should bow at her feet because she is so perfect and beautiful. She's what, sorry? What? Am I reading that right? She's perfect or what? Anyway, but her mom put it there. It's led to her having no friends and thinking a man will fix everything. Hence, how many failed marriages she has under her belt. And that is nothing but factual shit. Mike was Natalie's third or fourth husband. Natalie needs to get a real job and support her mother and herself. Natalie's lofty view of herself is sabotaging her future dreams of a relationship and marriage. She really needs therapy. She really needs to look in the mirror. That's what she needs to do. All right? That's what she needs to do.
That we're going to explore, and we have limited...
No. I do not like PDA.
Okay.
I don't like it at all.
With Josh, I see a disconnect between them.
Then this is what obviously people were speaking about in the in that Reddit section, okay? The disconnect there. How obviously, you know, the therapist was able to pick up on it, which is a very, very, very fair point. Just to give you guys a quick little reminder.
Emotionally, that I wouldn't be surprised if it's bleeding into their physical intimacy.
What if I like this kind of games?
Well,
what if it makes me feel good?
Thank you.
And this is what obviously I was talking about in terms of the fact that, you know, when it comes to that seeing yourself in particular. But hey, Natalie thinks everything is about what makes her feel good. She never thinks about how she can make someone else's life easier too. She only wants people to make her life easier, never the other way. She does not know what the whole she does not know the word reciprocation. And probably doesn't even understand it neither, which is a interesting thing to also acknowledge here. But nonetheless, I will leave it there. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. We'll talk about it. Peace.